Thank you for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. We're tracking two big systems that are going to be sweeping across for a lot of us. Right now, a big spin up toward the Atlantic region of Canada, back toward New England. That is drawing a front even into the northern Bahamas. It's chillier for sure. This is one front moving in, but it's also drawing in a lot of moisture back into parts of Central America and still watching some of that rain around. We had some of that last night, parts of Trinidad and Tobago and northeastern Venezuela. So few areas to watch as of now, but two bigger systems are about to work across. Now you can see this big spin up here. I'm going to zoom down in a moment to the Atlantic region of Canada. It's actually going to be three systems that will be impacting that zone, but you can see some of the snow and some of that lake effect snow with that northwesterly flow coming right out of Quebec, drawing across the lakes over toward parts of New York. On the other side of it, drawing in some of that rain this morning toward the Atlantic region of Canada. But this is the sector we'll be watching for two systems, central, southern U.S. back through the Gulf, that will eventually even draw a couple fronts right back through the Caribbean as we go throughout this month. Some big shots of colder weather will be moving in. Now on the tail end of the first front, we're watching a couple areas. We have this rain that's around right here in the southeastern Caribbean, and then there's that surge of moisture. And you can see how all of this just kind of feeds in across Central America, lifting up to the north, scattered areas of rain. So I'm going to highlight a couple of these areas as we go forward. And you can see how things are kind of flaring up again this morning, especially near Trinidad, northeastern Venezuela. I've been watching Guyana, watching out for some isolated flooding. Let me know in the comments if you do get any flooding or you do get any rain as we go throughout the day. Now, let's swing back to the temperature outlook in these cold outbreaks that are headed our way. Now, this is today. We have that initial front, that spin that's up here, that did bring down some cool air. The Arctic air is up to the north. That's moved into parts of Canada and will eventually sweep into many parts of the U.S. But you can see how far south some of this gets. So let's go out in time here. Ticking ahead, this is January 6th right here, and you see that surge of colder air moving in. This is with the first system, and I'm about to show you that in a second. That colder air rushes down to the south all the way through the Gulf, parts of Mexico as well. But then there's a second system that'll move in, start to develop around the 9th and 10th, and then by the 11th and 12th, this is January 12th, Sunday, and you can see, not this upcoming Sunday, but the following Sunday, you can see the surge of colder weather. And where this front will be, it'll clear Bermuda, it'll be near Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and Haiti, south of Jamaica, and then all the way back through parts of Central America. So the Arctic air will be up here, but some of the cool, chilly air will get down to at least the northern Caribbean in much of Central America. This is going to be a big weather change as we work our way into the middle of January because of that second system. Now you can see here the snow that is up to the north, and I like to show you this because it does give us a kind of a handle on where some of that colder weather is. As we work our way into the 6th and 7th, that first system brings some snow to the central U.S., but that second system brings some snow to parts of the southern United States. This here is by January 10th. Now, it's backed off on some of the snow totals, at least initially, but there is a chance of getting some snow parts of Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, panhandle of Florida, maybe some flurries, stretching back eventually toward Georgia, but it shows you how far south this second system will be, and then that will eventually be sweeping across with colder air for many. So let's break down both of these systems, system number 1 and system number 2, as we go forward. So this is starting today, and let's go out in time here, and then I want to stop the clock. You can see it building here. This is by the time we get into January 5th, so this upcoming Sunday, you can see this storm system building. North side, the snow, south side, the trailing front, and that could even mean some severe weather with some strong gusty winds with this front heading back through Texas, Mexico, into the Gulf of Mexico. So this is storm system number 1. This one is going to work across, and you see that front, how it drapes down right into the Gulf of Mexico here. There's some of the snow, parts of the mid-Atlantic, and some of the rain as well. This is by the time we get into Monday, January 6th. So looking ahead, just a few days, this allows that initial cold air to start to plunge down. Some of the Arctic air starts to move in across more parts of Canada and the northern U.S. But then we start start to look ahead to the second system, and this one's even more to the south, and you see it here. So here we are in the Caribbean, back through the Bahamas. Right here, this could have some severe weather, some stronger storms right through the Gulf of Mexico. North side, the possibility of some snow. This is by January 9th, so it's a wait and see on who may get some of that southern snow. So wait and see on that. We'll see how this shakes out over the next couple of days. Then that system works across, and you see here's Cuba, right near the Cayman Islands. There's that front back through Belize, trailing right here. This starts to work offshore, and as it does, it yanks down some of that colder weather. So by the 11th and 12th, you can see the storm system offshore near Bermuda, once again near eastern Canada. And with it, this front stretches all the way down to the south, and that allows that colder air to drop more to the south. And we're going to see some of the chilliest weather we've had in quite some time in parts of the Caribbean, mainly northern Caribbean, and over toward the Gulf of Mexico. And then this is by Sunday, and you can see that big spin right there. Strong winds. We'll keep an eye on that with that system over toward the North Atlantic. There's the trailing front, very close to Antigua and Barbuda, Anguilla, over toward Puerto Rico, U.S. and British Virgin Islands, all the way down near Costa Rica and Nicaragua, even Honduras. That front clears by, so the colder weather moves in. And then a little secondary system to watch. It's going to be a very active January with big systems, and not only big systems that will be working across, but a lot of these trying to dive down to the south. So these fronts, these systems are going to influence the weather for a lot of people as we go through the month of January. Very active January, more active than what we had last year. Now looking at this, the trail end of front number one, this is back to today, bringing some of the scattered showers, parts of Mexico, Belize, Honduras, even Guatemala, down through Costa Rica, and that rain over toward, I want to zoom down into Trinidad in just a second with some scattered rain, but still the scattered areas of rain tomorrow, Guyana, back through Trinidad, near Grenada and St. Vincent the Grenadines, but Honduras, Nicaragua, El Salvador, seeing some of the rain scattered about back through Belize. Hit or miss, Cayman Islands and Jamaica, kind of in between areas. This is on Saturday. Could see a couple showers, Barbados, St. Lucia, Dominica, Antigua, and Barbuda, and there's some of that rain still unsettled. Colombia, back toward the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. Not as much over toward Merida and Campeche. Could see a few more scattered showers. Cozumel back toward Cancun. Here's a zoom down look though. 3-day rain totals for Trinidad and Tobago. Mainly Trinidad in the south side, as I've been mentioning for days. A better chance of some of the isolated areas of flooding. We could still get some spots around 75 millimeters of rain or 3 inches of rain. Maybe a little bit more depending on how this shakes out over the next 3 days. So monitoring the flooding, let me know in the comments, and I'll be monitoring, of course, us in Trinidad as we go throughout the day. Now, back to today, lifting up to the north. Here's that initial spin with that front right there, bringing some snow on the backside of it. Could see some snow showers from over toward parts of West Virginia, Great Lakes, back toward Quebec, over toward Newfoundland by tomorrow. But look what happens. I mentioned the Atlantic region of Canada, not just a couple systems, but upwards of 3 systems. This one's going to kind of redevelop and lift to the north while this other system starts to develop back toward the Kansas area here. This is on Saturday, but watch this as we work our way into Sunday. As this area develops here, look at that spin lifting right up toward the Avalon Peninsula with some snow, some strong winds with this. In this area here is going to actually allow this system to kind of dive a little bit more across and down to the south. So everything really tied together. A lot of areas to watch. Short term, Bahamas, Freeport, Nassau, we are chillier, but as far as rain goes, the rain amounts stay low. Not much in the rain bucket. Same thing over toward Cuba, Cayman Islands, and for us in Jamaica, we could get clipped by a couple showers, maybe East End. Let me know in the comments if you get 1 or 2. Same thing, Haiti, Dominican Republic, over toward the Turks and Caicos. Few spotty or isolated showers possible. Anguilla over towards Saba and Statia the next couple of days. But a few more Dominica south. This is where we'll have hit or miss showers, but more widespread, as I showed you earlier, as we get back through Trinidad and Tobago, northeastern Venezuela, Guyana, and Suriname, northern sections of Suriname, where we could get some spots of 75 millimeters of rain or 3 inches of rain. Some spots could get a bit more. And we do that again back back through parts of Central America with this old front, drawing in some of the moisture, watching the scattered areas of rain near Belize, Honduras. We could pick up a couple inches of rain the next few days. Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, especially closer to the Caribbean side. That's where we'll see some higher totals. Mexico City, we're mainly dry back through Texas. So about a 30% chance of a shower scooting by across Jamaica. Best chance will be our eastern sections. Cayman Islands, our rain chance is not very high, 10, maybe 20%. But as we get back toward Trinidad and Tobago, mainly southern sections, a 60 to 70% chance of some of the rain. Rain chance picks up a little bit tomorrow and Saturday. I've shown you that in the models. Not a washout, but as we work our way back to Barbados and even into St. Lucia as we get into the weekend, a better chance of some scattered showers, about a 50% chance on Saturday in St. Lucia, 40 to 50% chance tomorrow and Saturday right across Grenada. And the rain chance, St. Vincent, the Grenadines will pick up some too. Easterly flow around, kind of the tail end of a front to the north, drawing in a few more showers, so some scattered showers possible. 20 to 30% chance in Martinique. We're mainly dry today in Dominica, but by tomorrow, better chance of an isolated shower, 30% chance tomorrow and Saturday in Guadeloupe. Rain chance 30% today in Antigua and Barbuda, about a 20% chance for tomorrow, a 40% chance of a passing shower today, St. Kitts and Nevis and Montserrat, and a 20% chance tomorrow. Very isolated, mainly nothing as we work our way toward Anguilla and St. Barts, St. Martin, Saint Eustatia, rain chance 20%. Leading into the upcoming weekend. 20 to 30% chance of an isolated shower in Puerto Rico, 20% chance the next 2 days, U.S. and British Virgin Islands. By Saturday, a 30% chance of a shower, 20% chance across the Bahamas at best. Mainly dry weather the next few days with some colder nights. Turks and Caicos, we're mainly on the dry side, not a lot. The Dominican Republic, most of us stay dry, and most of us stay dry the next 3 days as we work our way right through Haiti. But as we get back through Belize, scattered areas of rain closer to the water, about a 50% chance the next couple of days. 20% chance in Aruba, 20 to 30% chance in Curacao over toward Bonaire, but Guyana, northern and central sections, a better chance of rain and even some isolated flooding possible. We do that again, northern and northwestern sections of Suriname, closer to the Atlantic, closer to Guyana, better chance of getting some of the flooding. We're mainly dry across Cuba, some cooler nights, 50 to 60% chance of scattered areas of rain. Costa Rica and Panama, we do that again in Nicaragua, and as we work our way into Honduras, scattered areas of rain with some of that moisture around. It'll stay active over the next few days into the weekend. Guatemala and El Salvador, about a 40% chance the next 2 days. Mexico City, we're on the dry side and we'll be watching these fronts bringing us some colder weather throughout the month. 20 to 30% chance across the Yucatan Peninsula, 20 to 30% chance the next 2 days in northern Colombia, northern and really northeastern sections of Venezuela, better chance of some rain, a 50% chance the next couple of days. And then by the time we get into Bermuda on Saturday with that other system that's going to lift up toward Canada, the tail end of it may clip us by with a bit of rain. So monitoring the southeastern Caribbean near Trinidad for some of the rain. Strong fronts building to the north, tracking that cold air plunging down with both of these systems. And with these systems, the possibility of some thunderstorms will start to pick up in parts of the Caribbean and elsewhere. So lots to watch as we go throughout the month of January. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good start to the year. Have a good day ahead. I'll be watching out for you in the comments. Have a great day.